Hello and welcome to a quick guide to Doctor Who, and this is Season 22. Season 22 was originally broadcast from the 5th of January to the 30th of March 1985, and halfway through this season Doctor Who was cancelled by the BBC for 18 months after this season. So anyway, let's get down to it. So the very first story we have in this story was originally broadcast between the 5th to the 12th of January 1985, and it is my favourite Cybermen story of all time. The attack of the Cybermen. The Cyber Controller returns as the last scene in Tomb of the Cybermen. We got Cybermen from the invasion that's still inside the sewers. Make a comeback. Linton comes back in this after being in the last season with the Daleks story, and we have a new enemy race called the Cryons that the Cybermen thought they destroyed, but they didn't. It is a fantastic story set on Earth and Teros, and the way they try to do the connection to the 10th planet, where some are trying to stop Mondas from being destroyed and let Earth get destroyed instead, is a brilliant plot line, but luckily the Doctor stops it all. It's a fantastic story. I do love Attack of the Cybermen. It's absolutely one of the best. The next story in this season is a personal favourite of mine, and it's written by Philip Martin, the man who also wrote Mind Warp in the next season after, named Travel Time Lord. But this story is actually called The Vengeance on Varos, and it's a fantastic Doctor Who story. The TARDIS basically runs out of power at the beginning of this, so the Doctor's got to go to Varos to retrieve Artron 7. Some sort of Fury Link. I think, what's it called? K7? Something like that. So anyway, he lands on there. Loads of trouble goes down. Syl's trying to manipulate the planet. Loads of prisoners are being tortured, killed. You've got quite a good zones. It's a fantastic story. I do love Adventures of Varos. It is a fantastic, cracking. Colin Baker is brilliant in this as the Doctor. It's actually quite bad. After rewatching this season, just finished it recently, I'm starting to like Colin Baker's Doctor a lot more. Especially his Doctor's moved up since I was a lot younger, because he used to be literally in last place. He's now moved up 2 places above because his acting's a lot better. Maybe it's because I'm a lot older, I'm starting to appreciate more of Colin Baker's era. So the next story is The Mark of the Irani, and this story was broadcast between the 2nd of February to the 9th of February. And I'm begging you, Christian, if you are watching this, please bring back the Irani, as she is a fantastic time lady, and I would adore if you could bring her back to fight the Doctor. So here is The Mark of the Irani. We have the Irani, who is doing experiments on human beings with the minds, making them go a bit violent. You got the return of the Master, last seen the Planet of Fire, which we all thought he was dead, but then he wasn't. The Master always comes back, even though you try to. The amount of times he actually does die during Classic Who, and he does always come back. Anthony Ainley is still the best Master. And as I said, this story is broadcast between, and also this story is actually filmed up in Shropshire at the location Iron Bridge, which I do want to go and visit the filming site. It is an actual brilliant site. To have an actual Doctor Who episode filmed up in Telford, aka Iron Bridge, is absolutely fantastic, and I live in Shrewsbury, so it's kind of brilliant that way. The next story was broadcast between the 16th of February to the 2nd of March 1985, and this is the final story that a classic Doctor comes back, and it is the 2 Doctors, and it's Patrick Troughton's last hurrah as the Doctor. Patrick Troughton actually did 3 full seasons, and then he did the 3, the 5, and then the 2 Doctors. He did this 2 years before he died, and it's a fantastic story. You got the Santarans in it, you got Dastari, you got Androgoms that want to eat on human flesh. It's actually quite a brilliant story. 2 Doctors, brilliant, and actually this is the first time I think it's actually the only time Doctor Who's actually been filmed in Spain. I might be wrong on that. It is actually quite a brilliant Doctor Who story. 2 Doctors, fantastic all the way. I do love the 2 Doctors. It is a fantastic story. The next story was broadcast between the 9th and the 16th of March 1985, and it isn't really a good story. I don't really like this next story that much, and it's actually called Time Lash. it's not really that good. All it is like the Doctor being caught inside the time corridor. A bit like the Dalek plot, but not the Daleks in this one. Even though they are mentioned because of, because of the Doctor. It is a bit of a crap story. I do actually have a little bit of a soft spot for it. Everyone has their weak and bad Doctor Who stories. This is my personal. I say it's a bit bad, but it still has a good few moments in it. That's still a bit good. So the next story is the last season story, and halfway through this season, well, as I said, Doctor Who was to be cancelled for 18 months, and a little edit had to be made out of this story, and here it is, the revelation of the Daleks. And this was broadcast between the 23rd to the 30th of March 1985, and it is a fantastic story. The only thing I have a bit of a problem is this, is where Davros says he's actually been selling people as food, like he's actually been taking people's family members, turning them into food, and then selling the food back to the people of Netcross. So basically people at Netcross are eating their own family relatives, which is a bit dark. Davros calls himself a great healer in this. It's actually quite a good story. It brings a new race of Daleks, the Netcross Daleks, which I have got here. These Daleks are from Netcross. This the first appearance of these Daleks, and it was also the appearance of the grey Daleks that we've been seeing since 1972, Day of the Doctor. No, sorry, Day of the Daleks. It's a brilliant, brilliant story. I do love this one. The Daleks take Davros to be put on trial, which is not actually seen in Doctor Who, but it is referred to as Davros breaks away in 2 seasons. No, like in 3 seasons. This story is like picked up 3 seasons after. So here it is, season 22, originally broadcast in 1985. The Attack of the Cybermen, The Adventures of Varos, The Mark of Irani, The Two Doctors, Time Lash, and Revolution of the Daleks. It is a fantastic season. Colin Baker is good in this. I actually do kind of prefer Colin Baker now. He has gone up on the list a lot more. So here is season 22. Stay tuned for season 23, The Trial of a Time Lord. Thank you for watching.